Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Ravori Sports Podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content here. I want to thank you. It's Wednesday. It's a little earlier. We might be doing this a little earlier due to scheduling. So we thank you all the way. It's 7 o'clock here, not 8 o'clock, but we're here live. Thank all of you for joining us here. We appreciate all of you out there. Our platforms are all growing slowly but surely. So we want to thank all of you right now. We're really getting to it now. We're getting into some Terps games here in a few weeks. We're going to have some Maryland Terps games here in a few weeks. We're going to have the Ravens here in a few weeks. Also, too, we already got preseason games. We're going to go over that tonight. And also, too, we got good old baseball still going on. Orioles, not dead yet. Know what's going on right now. We'll go ahead and talk about that while it's going on. Orioles. Not dead. Real quick, Maryland football preview, 7 o'clock here. It's going to be on August 30th. Also to September 6th, Maryland NFL preseason predictions. Going to absolutely have that. Genesis Notary Services and Facebook.com. So definitely check that out. If you are in the Shenandoah Valley area, see Charles Harris. We are Legal Shield. Value of Legal Shield is awesome. Anybody, I'm telling you, you can't beat the value of Legal Shield. It's outstanding. And Ravori Sports at gmail.com as well. That's where you can get ravorisports.company, that site. Hats, jerseys, anything you want. Ravens, hats. We got some new Ravens have new uniforms this year. They'll definitely be available. Fanatics links as well. If you don't see it on our website, it is all there for you as well. Third. Training camp report. All right. So let's go over this here. Let's talk about the game that we had last week here. I knew I was going to do it. So let's talk about this game that we had here as well. The Ravens here getting down with it. So first preseason game of the season, the 2026 season. Ravens are now in playing season, preseason, 2 more preseason games left. Having practices this week with the Minnesota Vikings, which is very cool. Also, game this week with Minnesota, 1 more with the Commanders after this next week. So we'll go ahead and check that out. Let's talk about what happened on Saturday night. We'll talk about the practices as well. Jacoby Lane, we've been talking about Jacoby Lane being the star of camp. He made a very impressive Ravens debut. The rookie finished with a 16-yard touchdown catch, three catches, 38 yards, adding a touchdown. Even more excitement what he could bring to Baltimore's offense. Put that myself, right? If I do say so. All right. So Jacoby Lane in the game. When you have a guy with good practices, well, I've said a couple times at training camp, the practices mean more than the actual game. Guys make the team if they're on the bubble or increased playing time or guys like that, based on what they do in practice every day, especially get the ones and all that, et cetera. So also the main thing you look for in this situation is the practice field going to translate to the field? And it absolutely has with Jacoby Lane. Jacoby Lane looked very good in his first start. I thought Jacoby Lane was outstanding there as well. Jacoby Lane definitely, too, lived up to the hype. So we're definitely happy about everything we saw there. Definitely, to me, clearly right now, he's the number 3 receiver going forward. Tyler Loop, uneven in the preseason opener, missed a 49-yard field goal, bouncing back with it. Makes it unfair to compare him to Justin Tucker. Clearly, that's an impossible standard, and Loop deserves a chance to build his own legacy in Baltimore. Put that like that because, look, I was the one that came on this camera and said that, look, when he missed the field goal, I wish it was Justin Tucker. And I think a lot of us are as just fans wishing it was Justin Tucker. Still here and wish we had to go Justin Tucker. But you know what? Justin Tucker's retired or gone or he's not coming back. And that's just how it goes. Tucker is done. Maybe he'll come play with another team. Maybe we'll see him. But Tucker is not here. This is the real world of NFL kicking. Tyler Loop is a plain old ordinary, kicker. Throughout the Ravens' history, we've never really had that. We've had Matt Stover before him, who was, I wouldn't say at the very top of the league at the time in most of his prime, but near the top, very consistent for years and years. Pretty much an autopilot like you had with Justin Tucker. As he got older, he couldn't kick those long kicks anymore. Then he went ahead and retired as well. Billy Cundiff came out for a year, I think, as well. Everybody remembers Billy Cundiff missing the field goal in New England. But before that, he had a Pro Bowl season. So he was really good that year. Outside of that, didn't make it through camp, got cut with Justin Tucker, and the rest is history. Tucker, up until his last year, again, like a lot of older kickers, was very, very good. We'll see now how Tyler Loop does. Definitely the faith has been put in by Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter is not – there's no kicking competition. It'll be Tyler Loop at the start of the season as well. So we will see about that. But I think a lot of us need to just calm down. You're going to get a human being here now, kicker. Vega Ione was one of the bright spots for the Ravens, showing strong pass protection and comfortable in his first NFL action. This is not what they got from Daniel Falele. Saying Ione looked like an immediate upgrade is an understatement. Look, Roger Rosengarten is thrilled with what he's getting from him. And he didn't play a lot in the game. He only played about the first series or so. It's all you need to see. Guy looks – to say it's better than Falele, it's just not even funny. That's absolutely a fact that this guy is the real deal from what we've seen. Going with the ones, actually pulling him out early. That's a guy that's all in with that as well. Finally, we talk about Falele. Falele again looked bad again. Nightcap got him again this week. I put him on fish fillet, and he was apparently, and I just saw it, that he was traded to the Jags. So John Harbaugh, even he's at this point seen enough of that. It should have been a long time ago, frankly. Harbs doesn't have the cachet that he had in Baltimore, right? You're going to have to make some point. You're going to have to do some, you can't have that, a guy who's just obviously not any good. Adam Randall had a solid preseason debut, showing he can make plays both running and catching the football out of the backfield. Meanwhile, a 24th fifth-round pick, Machine League looks increasingly vulnerable in the Ravens' backfield competition. Randall is making a strong case to move ahead of him. Ali, they carried 4 running backs last year. Ali has been hurt, so Randall got most of the carries last night. I don't know if there's a spot for Ali on the football team. Randall, for sure, to me, looks like he's going to make this team. So I'd be surprised, even though he's not that high of a pick. You got Derrick Henry, obviously, is going to be there. Justice Hill, with a contract, obviously, is going to be there. And the third one is going to be Adam Randall. If they carry 4, then that gets interesting again. We don't know. I don't know why they carried 4 last year. I don't think you need 4 running backs, active running backs anyway. I don't see that. But you never know. That could be a thing with that. But Ali's been hurt. He's injured. We'll see how that goes as well. And last mark I wrote on the game, Jonte Wester looked solid in the Ravens preseason debut, showing flashes as a receiver and a returner while making the most of his opportunities. Impressive rookie moments. Wester continues to make a strong case for a bigger role on special teams. As a receiver, I think is going to be the question with him, because there's definitely he's going to be the 6th receiver on the team. There are guys ahead of him. So you have Javonte Wester, you have on the team, you have Zay Flowers, you have Rashad Bateman, you have the two rookies, Lane and Surratt, and you have Tez Walker. So those are the guys that are ahead of him as well. They like to see a little bit more in preseason from him as a receiver. They like to see a little bit more as a returner. But he looks really good as a returner. I mean, he's got tremendous speed. He looks like some guys look natural as a returner. He looks natural catching the football and everything like that as a returner. He's just got to get better blocking, better instincts. The special teams overall has to play better for him. But I do think that's a thing as well. So those were the bigger points that I definitely hit after the game. Published that on Monday. Definitely to go to Ravori Sports blog. There's more on that as well. Ravorisports.blogspot.com. It's there. It's also on our X page there as well. So what did I think of the game Saturday? I thought this was an excellent start for Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter, obviously, to me, looked good. In my opinion, I thought he looked the guy in charge. He looked like a guy that had been there before. He didn't look like a rookie. He doesn't seem to players really seem to be responding to him here early. Thursday, before the game, the practice, Jesse Minter Jackson continues the progress of the first team offense. Declan Doyle installing a totally new scene. Israel Foto to say it's a growing process. Doyle, I think, is also been praised here as well. Look, Lamar's got a lot to learn. Offense, he's starting to pick it up now. He's starting to grasp it. This guy works as hard at football as anybody works at anything. So I definitely have confidence in that Lamar will pick it up, and then the offense seems to be getting better. Reps and everything seems to be getting better, and everything there as well. Keon Martin continues to make plays. Keon Martin, rather, plays. Had another interception and stepped in front of Chris Moore on a pass play from quarterback Tyler Huntley. Tyler Huntley on the 7-on-7 drills. Interesting to see if Chris Moore makes the team. This is a guy who was a former Raven, started his career in a Raven. He's like 33 years old now. It is the same Chris Moore that used to play with us before. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes as well. Tyler Huntley, I think, is the greatest backup quarterback in the history of the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think there's any disputing that. I think he's fantastic a player as we've ever had at the quarterback position outside of the starters. So not worried about that. He's getting a lot of practice also in the new system as well. Trenton Simpson and Roquan Smith are flying downhill, both making tackles in the backfield run plays. Quarterback Braddock Washington, as well as safeties Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton. The defense has been really good. I think this is a very, 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 very good defense. I think this is definitely the strength of your team. Keeping guys healthy, I think, is going to be paramount for these next preseason games and during the season, and that's going to be the only thing I think that stops this defense. Trent Roquan, I think, has looked really good in camp. By all accounts, Trent Simpson has looked really good. Trent Simpson, I think, probably will get out the gate as a starter, I think, at this point. Teddy Buchanan is kind of working his way back in, so I think he'll play. But I think the way Trent Simpson looked at the end of last year, the way he's looked in camp, I'm thinking it's going to be Trent Simpson at the start next to Roquan, at least at the start. I don't know about the whole season, but at least at the start. Braddock Washington, probably not starter anymore at this point. We think it's going to be Calais here as well. They're kind of slow walking Calais. It makes all the sense in the world to do that, considering the fact that he is 40 years old. So as good as Calais is, probably going to the Hall of Fame, but he's older. No reason to kill him in camp. And Kyle Hamilton, I think, probably is – the only question is if he can ever win Defensive Player of the Year. Malachi Starks is a great in camp this year. I think we're hoping, obviously, for a big step up from him as well. All right. And let's see one more thing here. I'll go ahead and just share screen here because the one today I didn't get a chance to. Write down here because I had to start earlier, etc. All right. All right, so we're finding out here news of the day: unfortunate injury to Danny Penny to Danny Pinter, easy for me to say, who seemed to get rolled up on 11 on 11. Teammates were there for several minutes. He had to get carted off the field. Minter did not have immediate update after practice. That's not good. On the very play, the Minter went down. Replacement center Joe opened up a huge hole in the middle each side, and Vikings rookie Dominique Orange on a ride before tossing him to the turf. Derrick Henry rolled through the open space and got a big game. Pinner, that's not good. Pinner has been the starter de facto since the move has been made here as well. I do think it's Ethan Podick. I think I'm saying his last name right. Should start, but a Pinner injury would really open that up. But he had a chance, I think, to start maybe the first game or two, whatever, as well. But that's not what it. But with the injury, we'll see about that. Baltimore secondary suffocating out through practices, through more details. By the way, these are joint practices with the Vikings. They're going to play this week. I'm not a huge fan of the joint practices, but I get it. You know, especially at this point in camp, you kind of want to go against somebody else and see. But again, this is a joint practice as well. But I'm suffering through practice. However, the battle of physicality up front. Vikings scored touchdowns back-to-back. Those first was on Kyler Murray to Justin Jefferson as well, with Marlon Humphrey trailing and Starks getting to the corner a tad too late. Touchdown was a dime by J.J. McCarthy. The price. Conversely, Baltimore's second team offenses were stopped on 2-minute drills. Lamar Jackson hit one with a first down and got out of bounds in back-to-back plays. Tyler Huntley sacked at the end of practice. They're going through real quick. Keon Martin was at the center of the practice's biggest dust-up. It often happens. Vikings, Stephon Armstead stood him up for a while. Keon Martin's always fighting somebody. Tussle between John Simpson, who loves playing against an edge for them, but Lightning ended up on top of the Vikings back, generally speaking. Both teams were on good behavior. Wiggins was the top practice player in today's game, broke up a pass. That's good. That's no surprise. Good to see Wiggins back on the field after the scare. Marlon Humphrey as well back on the field after a sack on a delayed blitz as well. Defense is good. Offensive note, Ricky Vega-Ione was stout on passing drills against the defensive linemen, multiple stonewalls against the line of scrimmage as well. During 11-on-11 drills, Ravens were under siege and blitz pressure as well. Andrew Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner, two young Minnesota Vikings here. No notable names, a lot of starters here as well in this. So, yeah. So that's what happened today as well. So that's what happened today. That's the practice report for us this week as well. So let's see if we can find out something about Danny Pinner. Because that was earlier. Carted off the field, and I don't have any word yet. This was about 4 hours ago. Was the earliest thing I could see, 53 minutes. There hasn't anything said. That's not good. When you that was that's what we were all worried about with Nate Wiggins. When you go off on the cart, that's not a good thing. So I don't see anything yet on Pinner. So hopefully he can get back on the field and get back in the center competition as well. I think definitely too. They're going to need all the centers that they can get. Put that in the pocket. So there you go. Ravens third training camp report. Next week, what we're going to do is we're going to predict the final 53. Who makes the roster? Who doesn't make the roster? Who gets cut? Who's going to be on the 53 guys on the field when the season starts? There's going to be a game this week in Minnesota, so definitely check that out. All right. Let's get to it. If you're on Facebook, Ravori Sports Facebook, which is growing now to over 700 people, you've already seen it. Top 10 cornerbacks in the NFL right now. So I don't think outside of pass rush, there's a more important position on the field. You could argue pass rush. I don't think there's a tougher position on the field, I think I've said it, than cornerback, other than playing quarterback in the NFL. It's about as tough as you get. You got to run backwards while somebody with 4.3 speeds running forwards, like all the time. You can't touch them. You can't put your hands on them. You can't jam them. You can't do a lot of things. And the defense and all the flags and everything is against you. I think this is the heaviest lift in terms of playing a position on the field, I think, is cornerback. On defense, the toughest. You could argue it's the most important. On defense, you could argue pass rush and all these other things, but this is a tough position to play, and I think these guys are the best at the top 10. Let's go ahead and check it out. Number 10, J.C. Horn of the Carolina Panthers as well. J.C. Horn, I think, he's in that cluster of really solid corners. I think he's one of the best of the really solid corners as well last year. Last year, J.C. Horn, 5 interceptions total. He had 5 interceptions total, 26 tackles. I think this guy is one of the better cover guys in the league. I like his physicality, like his toughness. He's also, too, one of these guys as well who plays bigger than he looks. You see a lot of these guys now that way. He's fairly tall for a corner nowadays, but he's like 6'1", 200 pounds. A lot of these guys now are really – used to have guys that were bigger on the back end. Now these guys are all really smallish type guys. You see a lot of that. So Horn, I think, is the real deal there. Number 10. Number 9, Christian Benford for the Bills. I think for me, he's a guy that I kind of feel that injuries are kind of, I'll put it this way. He might have had a chance to be a little bit higher, but he's kind of missed some games. So that's kind of why, to me, he's not a little bit higher. But I think Benford, is clearly the Buffalo's best defensive player. So he hasn't really played a whole season, a whole 17-game season yet. He's played like 9 in 2022, 14 in 2023, 15 in 2024, and like 14 last year. So he's always like missing a couple games. Defensive play, definitely too, he's a stud. I definitely too, I think he's a guy as well. I'd like to see him tackle a little better personally. I don't think he's a great tackler. But an outstanding cover guy. The best, definitely the cover guy on the Bills. Up-and-comer, Kenyon Mitchell. The 2 corners on the 2 young guys on the Eagles are really good. But I think I like Mitchell a little better here as well. I think Mitchell's top 10. Again, 6 foot, 190, kind of slender as well. I think the Eagles are these guys. I think Eagles corners, Lito Shepherd and Sheldon Brown and Al Harris and all those great corners that they had before. I'm looking at this guy and would be very happy with him because this guy definitely too has great speed. No question about it. So I have him. I mean, some people have him as the 47th. NFL.com has him like the 47th best corner in the best overall player in the league. Definitely have him in the top 10 as far as corners as well. This guy, they have a great corner group, both of them. I really think, but I think Mitchell has better speed, better natural ability, kind of like Nate, a little bit better, like step up from Nate Wiggins, even though like you're not going to outrun like Kenyon Mitchell ever. Like he definitely has that speed, that makeup speed that's so important at the cornerback position. Number 8, Denzel Ward. I kind of keep thinking he's going to get higher than 7, but again, kind of the same deal. Injuries a little bit here, a little bit small, like 5'11" as well, but and he's like 28 years old, so I don't know how much better he's going to get, but I definitely think he's in the top 10. You better not lift a ball in his area. This guy is dangerous as far as catching the ball, as far as taking it and going the other way. That's what the thing I actually do like about Mitchell. What's up, Ryan? What's going on, man? Why the frown face? All right, so let's go ahead and get that squared away. But I think Denzel Ward, I think is you must be talking about Penner. I think that's why. All right, but Denzel Ward, I think is I don't think there's anybody better. I think it's a salute, LOL. All right. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. Definitely check out Flack Rundown and Sleeper Ravens on his new venture as well. I've been checking it out. Ryan is been killing the game with his content. He has a lot of energy and everything. You're gonna love watching it if you're just doing that. Just saying what's up, sir. I appreciate you. Denzel Ward, I think he's not Deion Sanders, but I always think about him. You can't lift the ball in his area. He's going to take it away from you as well. Christian Gonzalez, number 6. Gonzalez, I think, is like Ward was a guy who would take the ball away. This guy does everything well. Super underrated that nobody's talking about Christian Gonzalez as a great corner. This guy does everything you need on the football field. Definitely too. You talk about guys. We talk about some guys. He tackles well. He can play. They put him at safety. I think he's a Pro Bowler as well. I think he's got that type of speed. Great strength, hand placement, excellent. Not blazing speed. That's the only thing that he's not. I think if you have a super fast guy, even as good as he is technical wise, I think a guy can run past him. But that's it. That doesn't happen very often either. I think he's a fantastic player as well. Christian Gonzalez, I think, is what top 5, 6 corner. Hot Sauce Gardner, number 5 as well. Some people would drop him further. Slow down. I think last season wasn't his best season. No, as a matter of fact, now with the Colts, not the Jets, so I'm sorry about that. Now with the Colts. Definitely too. Last season wasn't his best season, had an injury as well. But this guy, I think, as far as the athleticism, this does not matching a Hot Sauce Gardner in terms of speed and size and arm length. And so we just talked about Gonzalez with all of his intelligence and everything on the field, how he's a package. This guy is complete physical in everything he does. So I definitely love Hot Sauce Gardner as well. Number 5 as well. Slipping a bit, but I'm not too low on him. Devon Witherspoon is a dog. There's no question about it. Look, just signed a huge contract extension with the Seahawks. Well-deserved. Look, their defense, I think, is going to be top shelf. I think the Seahawks, I think for a team that won a Super Bowl, they're definitely under the radar. And I think Devon Witherspoon is one of the better defensive players in the entire NFL as well. I think this guy, if somebody told me that he's number 1, we're to the point on the list, somebody said he's number 1, I don't have too big of a problem with it. But I have him at 4. I like to see a few more years of him being 1, but of him being really good. But I don't think it's much difference between him and the top as well. Just not as strong of a resume over a period of time as some of these other higher guys. Darryl Stingley is fantastic. Number 3 as well. This guy is a cover corner, period. Stingley Island, whatever you call it. This guy, man-to-man, one-on-one, he can stick on a guy. I don't think he has anybody. What's up? Let's break hot take as well. Definitely to check out that interview as well. That's on the channel. Let's break hot take. The guys, Jose and Brony, were nice enough to come on the channel. I appreciate those guys for coming on as well. Check out their channel, Lunch Break Hot Take. It's on at nighttime. I definitely watch. I watch them in the morning, actually, before work. Jose and Hendo as well. So I do that more often. But definitely check these guys out. These guys are killing the game. Very, very gracious as far as helping. And these guys are huge Raven fans as well. Thank you, sir. Number 2, Trent McDuffie. I don't think this talk about Stingley being a great cover corner. McDuffie is incredibly underrated. I've hardly seen games where this guy gets beat, and they leave him on the island. They used to leave him on the island a lot in Kansas City. So now he's on a team, maybe a better defense than he had, and that's saying something considering what he had in Kansas City all those years. Trent McDuffie, I think, is top shelf. I had him number 1 last year, but I'm only going to drop him to number 2, even on the Rams. But I think McDuffie, is a stud, period. I don't think there's hardly any flaws in his game. A little smallish if you really nitpick, but you really need to nitpick to find a flaw in McDuffie. And number 1, Patrick Surtain of the Broncos. I think Surtain, is possibly the best defensive player in the entire NFL right now. Definitely won the award last year. There's no such thing as there's no receiver that's looks good against him. Nobody. I can't think of one where I saw a game where Patrick Surtain, where they were running it up on him. It doesn't exist. So Surtain, number 1, I think, but I will say this. The top 4 guys on the list, it's pretty close. The top 4, it's very close. Surtain, McDuffie, Stingley, and Witherspoon, very, very close. Gardner and all that, et cetera, that's the notch below. But those guys, very, very close. There you go. All right. Thank you very much. So definitely 2 top 10 lists, top 10 quarterbacks. We got 2 more lists. Next week, we're going to do the safeties. You know who's number 1, right? Top safety in the NFL. So we know who that is, number 1. But let's go through the whole list next week. Top 10 safeties in the NFL. And then after that, the head coaches. All right. So let's talk about this here. We don't always talk about stuff like this, but I think there is I do want to go here a little bit and talk about this before we get to the baseball tonight. Orioles are going on right now as well. 3-1 right now. Yankees are ahead as well in this game. Kobe Mayo was the lone hero last night, getting the Orioles' only home run as well. Let's go. Chris Bassett on the mound. He's given up 3 runs early. Not a shock as well. Jackson Holliday scored the only run for the Orioles here so far. All right, Stephen A. and NABJ. What we were talking about. So I think, look, the NABJ, for those of you that don't know what this is the National Association of Black Journalists as well. And so this is you talk about NABJ members. So if you talk about prominent sports journalists, prominent journalists, period, that are available, they are all a lot of the black, what we call, especially nowadays, we used to call it the black bourgeoisie, the black boule nowadays. They're a part of the NABJ. It's one of those organizations, older organizations as well. Association of Black Journalists, right? And so they get out their awards when they're at their annual convention, and they gave Stephen A. Smith the Thumbs Down Award. right? So what they do is they say things that certain organizations, certain people get thumbs down awards that things they're not happy with. Obviously, that's that's what happened to Stephen A. Smith. He got the thumbs down award from the NABJ. Stephen A. is a member of the NABJ, and he is probably the most famous member of the NABJ currently. He is the biggest. I mean, if you're watching this, he's the biggest, most prominent Black broadcaster, sportscaster, I think, in the country. Also, too, probably either him or Roland Martin in terms of as far as national notoriety, as far as with the journalism moniker as well. I mean, there are some other ones, obviously Michael Wilbon, et cetera, blah, blah. But NABJ, Stephen A. Got the thumbs down award. He got the thumbs down award for disparaging Black women as well. So obviously he didn't know about it. He didn't know about it. And this went out, everything. And he went ahead and he goes on his show and he goes nuclear, obviously, as you can expect on that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up here. I don't know what they were thinking on his show. I mean, I don't know what they thought was going to happen with Stephen A. Smith when you give this guy the thumbs down award. I don't know what they were thinking as far as well, I'll get to that, why they gave it to him as well, which to me was silly as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and share a screen.
But at this particular moment, that's not my inclination. I want to tell you, first off, before I say anything, I heard them loud and clear. I'm listening. I'm far from perfect. And I will always strive to do better on behalf of my community, for the journalism community, and beyond, in the days and the weeks and the years to come. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to address what was said about me with the fervor that it deserves. Because even though I heard you, even though I am listening, even though I will always strive to do better, that doesn't negate the bullshit that the NABJ did Saturday night.
I don't know what they were expecting.
Whichever night it was. I believe Saturday night. It is BS. And I get a lot of people want to pile on and they want to jump on it because you have your own individual feelings about me. I'm here to tell y'all are entitled to that. Not the NABJ. You're not entitled to that. This is me we're talking about here. I am the same guy that brought a nationally televised show to a journalism conference, which is the NABJ, the last 2 years. Did you have anything to say about me then? Did I get a thumbs down then? First Take, a nationally televised show, which has been number one for 14 straight years. We came to the National Association for Black Journalists in Chicago and Cleveland, back-to-back years. Of course, I got to thank ESPN for that. They're the ones that signed off on that, specifically now former executive Dave Roberts. It doesn't happen without him. It doesn't happen without ESPN. But you know who else it doesn't happen without? Me. Because if I'm not willing to show up, we ain't coming. But I was
That's
there.
right.
I was there not just to do the show. I also stood in the booth for over an hour doing the jobs fair. I also gave a speech. I also mentored and talked to, as I continue to do, young, aspiring Black journalists, and I have done that religiously for decades. I started my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer. I know it's the New York Daily News as a high school reporter, but thereafter, in 1994, I began my career at the Philadelphia Inquirer, courtesy of Sandra Long, a longtime executive for the Philadelphia Inquirer, synonymous with the NABJ, whom I first met at the jobs fair of the NABJ. My career started because I was at the NABJ job fair. And yet, Saturday night, I saw the president of the organization, Erin Haynes, go up on stage and give me a thumbs down award for disparaging Black women.
All right. All right. So we'll go ahead and stop it there as well. The Stephen A. Smith there. Listen, not what we usually talk about, but I'm gonna go here tonight, and I want to say this, and I want to say this. I don't know what they're talking about. Look, I understand that people don't like Stephen A. Smith. It's sometimes I feel like in my commentary a couple times, I've talked about him a couple times, that people may think that I'm a supporter of him or what. I'm not for or against. I respect. I think I'll say it one more time. The business side. Okay, because what he's done is daggone near impossible. Like, in order to get, however he did it, I know people don't like the way he did it, but what he's been able to do at ESPN is daggone near impossible. So the impact he's made and all that's true. I don't remember him saying anything bad about Black women, honestly, without him couching it for 45 minutes like he did. Like, if I kept playing, he talked about his mom and his all that. He goes and all, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my mom and all that. Yeah, he does it every time as well. It's hilarious to me, the group of people that he's been yelling at. The hardest is Black men, NBA players. The criticism I understand African Americans have with him, and I really do get it, is that the energy he has for Black men especially is not the same he has for white athletes. I see it even more, not even with white athletes, white executives. He kind of really just backs up. So, but look, it's hilarious that he's an NABJ member. He's the most prominent member, and you're stupid enough to give him a thumbs down to take the most prominent member of an organization who is, frankly, aging. I mean, I think it's done better. It's, everybody on the NABJ, I think a lot of them are over 50 or whatever the prominent member. I mean, what are you guys doing? What made y'all think that this was a good idea? What made y'all think that he wasn't going to do anything else but go nuclear on his show? And the total cowardice not coming on his show. Total cowardice. Complete cowardice, in my opinion, by the president of the NBJ, not showing up on the show, predictably going on Roland Martin's show, which I think is ridiculous. He asked you to come on the show, you come down, well, we got to have a private conversation. No, you don't need to have a private conversation. You need to give you a chance to come on and speak. I don't want to hear it. So it's the point I really want to make is it's why do we keep doing this? Like, I'm just so tired of seeing these organizations, these little uppercut. Why do you keep doing that? Why on earth would make you think that you would want to do that. You know, you want to take your most prominent guy, your most connected guy, and make fun of him and do this. And I understand that people don't like everything he says. Don Lemon got him good or whatever. I understand that. Some people don't like the commentary. He went on Sean Hannity. People don't like, I understand all that. But you know what? I mean, that doesn't mean that we should be doing like that. Let other races, whatever, say what they want. But you're going to take your most prominent. I can't imagine that if this was a Caucasian organization or a different organization from a different race, that they would do that. That they would just take Jim Nantz and like, or I'm just using him for example, that they would just go ahead. They would never do that. That's kind of my point here with the NABJ as well. So not cool on all sides. I understand people don't like him and all that, but that's just crazy to me. Why you would ever do that? I mean, just crazy. Blue Crabs. Let's talk a little baseball summer. 2 more of our baseball summer series. Let's go ahead and get it squared away here. All right, so let's go down and talk about the name, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. It's funny enough, tonight we were talking last week about the Hagerstown Boxcars. They're on the field right now with the Hagerstown Boxcars tonight. As I was looking it up, it was 1-0 as it went as well. And let's talk about the team in Waldorf. For those of you who don't know. So let's go ahead and talk about that as well. Independent baseball. So like the Blue Crabs, this is a team that goes ahead and gets older players for baseball standards, for minor league standards, that have actually been in the majors that are available. So this is a chance for them to go ahead and earn a paycheck still playing baseball as well. When you look at the Blue Crabs, these are some of the more prominent players that they've ever had. You talk about a guy like Daryl Thompson. This guy is like, maybe there's a name you don't know as well. Pitching a long time. I think he's retired now, but he's a guy who's really been a solid player on these independents for a long time. Been on several teams as well. Played on the Blue Crabs, played on the Boxcars, etc. Pat Mahomes Sr., those of you that don't know, actually played Major League Baseball for the Minnesota Twins. He also played for the Blue Crabs as an outfielder as well. And Ching Ming Wang, definitely he's a pretty good pitcher for a little while, actually also played on the independent league. Brett Joby is the manager, Nat Gaplin. Again, we talked about that as well. Philip Skies is going to be one of the players we talk about. 16 home runs, 60 RBIs. That's wrong. 272 average. Eagles Pecan, 25 years old, 14 home runs, 60 RBIs, hitting 294. Ethan Wilson and Logan Lofton, they have this distinction. They've actually been there last year as well. So both of these guys are continuing to play there. I looked at the lineup, and I guess they're still there. What is the score tonight? So they're leading actually 4-1 right now as well. You can watch these games on their website, iPro-iScore. Let's see, pro.iscorecentral.com. So definitely check that out. A lot of these leagues have little websites that they have and where you can go ahead and watch the games. Kyle Verbitsky and Noah Brewer, they're there. They both pitched the most amount of innings this year when I saw it as well. 8 wins as well. So these guys are professionals, okay? So it's not easy to definitely go ahead and continue to play as well in the league. There, a lot of these guys have been released from other organizations, played in the minor leagues as well, and definitely check that out. Real quick, let's take a look. Sharon, that's a name. This is Regency Furniture Stadium, and like this, another pretty impressive minor league park in my opinion. So I think a lot of these minor league parks are pretty impressive as well on a Sunday. So definitely definitely get out to Waldorf. And these two teams here are very, very impressive. It's very cool to watch these minor league teams. Orioles Report. Get through it quick. Chris Bassett is back from the 60-day DL. He's even on the mound tonight. Last week, the option had all go to the minor leagues. He's been up with the team a lot, waiting, and then as soon as he gets up, he goes to the minors. Basayo is back tonight, but he was on a rehab assignment this week. Justin Slayton, 15-day DL as well, and sent him to Chesapeake earlier in the week. How good of a news is that they get Felix Batista coming soon? Looks like he's going to be starting a rehab soon, along with Braves Alexander. Could be starting by the end of the week. So that's great, according to the team's injury reports. So we're happy about that. First baseman Pete Alonso was named American League Player of the Week after going 12 for 20 with a double, 2 home runs, 5 RBI, 630 slug, 630 on base percentage, and 846 slugging percentage. Alonso has been the starter at doing outstanding stuff. They would not have been getting as far as they've been without Pete Alonso's performance. So I think that is fantastic as well. Star of the Adley Rushman Tate, Anthony Hudson, 21 years old, racks up 7 strikeouts, 5 1/3 frames, and 2-run ball for Chesapeake. I think this guy, is close to can't miss as you can get. I think as far as injuries, I think that's a thing. Already I'm seeing Tony Pente, Baltimore Battery, things like that, already saying, yes, this guy is the real deal in the minor leagues as well. Shane Bass's problem wasn't just pitching in 2026, lack of offensive support. His 13 losses led the American League, despite his ERA around 4, which makes his win-loss record. He's had terrible luck on the mound. Baz has really, really struggled getting any runs. That is terrible as well. 4-13 is not fair to him as well. Now, he's had some, funny enough, now I will say he's had some outings where he's not been as good as well, contributed to that. Some nights where he did get it and then you weren't as good. But some guys just have that tough luck during the season. Trey Mancini is retired as well after playing parts of the Major League seasons with the Orioles, Cubs, winning a World Series with the Astros, finally with the Angels. Standing ovation, Trey Mancini. The reason to watch when the Orioles had super bad years, Trey Mancini, I think, was a star. I don't think there was any question about it. See you in the Orioles Hall of Fame, Anthony Mancini. Real quick, Gunnar Henderson, CES, we'll call him, and Albert Suarez, I think, were hot this week. I thought they were very good. Gunnar, I think, is coming around. It's great to see. Strand is going to be a very interesting decision to make when Blaze Alexander comes back, because he's been really good. Jeremiah Jackson was sent down this week as well. So that's there. Yadier Cano, Carlos Alvarez, not good this week. No chance he stays. I mean, never. I think that's good. I'm surprised he wasn't sent down. I think you have to keep a second catcher, but as well. Jackson Holiday, still kind of up and down as well. Next week, Orioles and the Rays are going to play again. So the Rays are going to be at home. So winning 3 out of 4, that's actually put them back in the dance. At least we feel a little bit better about it here as well. And also at the Cardinals next week. I think the Cardinals over the last 20 years, outside of the last 2, greatest franchise, I think, run in all of baseball Probably either that or the Atlanta Braves and the Dodgers. Pete Alonso, again, why not? American League Player of the Week, our Player of the Week as well. Pete Alonso has been just carrying the team on his back. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, sir. All right. Check us out, Ravori Sports Podcast. Thank also to Lunch Break Hot Take guys for chiming in. Flack Rundown. We appreciate all of you watching. I want to thank all of you for growing our platform and everything. We will see you again next week for the Ravori Sports Podcast. Y'all have a great rest of your day.